Our ancient ancestors from the beginning of time foretold the heavenly signs and gave us knowledge through the Holy Scriptures as our biblical guide. Spiritual realms and angelic light illuminates all darkness and brings forth truth in plain sight. Consciousness of Christ held within our mind emits energies of love and compassion and transforms our life, freed from bondage of our infinite thought. For the time is now for humanity to evolve, to go deep within. This is where our power lives. Into the soul vibrational spirits of love, we usher in the golden age of God's children, for we are here incarnated to become the apostles of New Earth. What's up, brothers and sisters of planet Earth? Welcome to Apostles of New Earth. I'm your host, Mike Aloia, with Peter Hefty, and we've got Paul Wagner and his wife, Arie. How you guys doing, man?
We're doing great. How are you doing today?
Great. I'm on the edge of fabulous, baby.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Smile, Arie.
I was out outside in the cold, coating the roof of an RV that I purchased lately. So I was out there enjoying the weather. It was nice, crisp but nice.
Nice.
So you guys got you an RV now, huh?
Yeah. I got a very, very inexpensive one that I have the ability to repair. So I'm going to repair it and make it something that I can stand to be in for more than a couple hours.
That's fantastic. That sounds good. Promising. It sounds promising.
It's progress.
Yeah, I just saw a show on TV about that. These people in England bought an old rickety boat and they fixed it up, a husband and wife, and they go up and down the channel, and they just loved it. They made it so cute, and everybody thought it couldn't be fixed, but they did it. They did a great job.
Well, you know what's cool, man, is being able to have that opportunity to build your own little world together, man. You know?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Arie?
I'm fine.
Good to see you. This is Peter Hefty.
Nice to meet you both.
Pete actually caught your last show and was very inspired, man. And I said, well, heck, he needs to be here on as a guest. Pete Hefty is America's hippest ventriloquist. Okay, we're celebrating his 40 years on the road with all his little friends. He's toured with Jay Leno, Howie Mandel, opened up for Little River Band, Loretta Lynn, a lot of great legends in music and comedy. And him and I have done a lot of shows over the years together. So I'm really grateful that Pete's here for the holidays, man. And, I'm looking forward to him meeting you because we're actually talking about bringing him up there to do a little commercial for you guys.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Just have some fun. What the heck?
Yeah, hey, we can get you to ride some mini bikes and go-karts that we have around here too. It's gonna be a blast. We have a lot of fun.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
So, Arie, you and I had spoke a little bit about this episode, and you wanted to bring up a little bit of evidence about reincarnation here in the world. The evidence showing through children, correct?
Yes. There's evidence for children. Mm-hmm.
What did you find, hon?
All right. Well, it isn't like every child. It's certain children that actually. Now, these are people who said that children who said they lived before and they had a very like a death that was like suicide, a very tragic death that they had. That's causing them. I believe the trauma causes them to have the memory that they wouldn't normally have. Some children even they had twins that died and the parents had twins again, and these twins said that they got reincarnated back and they could remember their own funeral. They
Wow.
can remember all of their toys that they had beforehand when the people gave birth to them, two girls again. They remember their life before, and they remember it all the way up to the time that they're 9 years old. And these are different types of children. They started interviewing them. Now, they were in India interviewing the children over there, and now they believe in reincarnation over there. So they had to have another test, a safety test, and they came over here to they came to the Britain too, England and to the US, and they asked children over here too. They found children that had these stories about them being here before, and they would tell their parents that you weren't my first mom. In fact, some of them would even reject their parents and say, you know, you're not my mom. I have other parents. And then some kids will remember their previous children,
Wow.
their previous husbands and their wives that they had been married to, the places that they had lived. They could go down there and they would know the addresses that they lived. They even had a little boy who was in entertainment, and he had memory of his old life before, who he had performed with, and they actually found his pictures. They even found his relative, and
You
they
know,
could
I think I seen something about this. I don't know if it's the same case, but yeah, where the kid actually he was murdered, I believe, in a different life, and he found he knew who killed him. And
yeah, these kids will find the people who killed them and things like that. They'll even there's a little girl who
crazy.
sat on the lap of the man who previously killed her in another life, and she jumped up off his lap. Some kids have even saw their own death. They knew where they were buried, how they were killed, who killed them, saw their own death.
Well,
And they also have,
No, I was just going to ask you, do you believe that every child has that, or do you think that's just some children have that feeling, or do you think
it's now the type of children that it'll be people who died at an early age, and they'll have a very tragic death, like they were taken at the wrong time. Only one of them was saying, well, I lived until I was at least 58 years old. Why was I reincarnated again? But he reincarnated for a reason that he doesn't remember. But he reincarnated again. The majority of the people also, they don't get people past maybe 100 years. They don't have people who were like, I was once a caveman and I came back. No. They're at least like maybe the Civil War. Some people will say that they've been involved in.
It's almost like they're coming back, and they're allowed to have these memories in order to either seek justice or handle some unfinished business. Is what it seems.
Well, see, now there's combinations what these kids have. All of them were died very, very young. All of them died a very tragic death, because other people probably had very tragic deaths, but they don't remember. They might not fall in the element of dying very, very young and dying in a very traumatic way. And the kids will actually have a lot of the scars or the marks of the way that they may have died left on them. Like there was a boy who got shot when he had died, or a man who got shot, and they went back and they looked and seen that he had a birthmark that was aligned with the shot marks that killed him. A person had got surgery done on their head and he had died from it. They still had that scar when they were born. And there was another boy that tragically had his fingers cut off. He got reincarnated with those fingers missing.
Well, I tell you, I know the feeling. I'm missing my little pinky here. I'm just a little short-handed. But
well, if you have any,
I've had reoccurring. I thought they were dreams for the longest time. Okay, but as this evolution is happening, I have been getting these reoccurring memories, and I've narrowed it down to like 5 different timelines of where past lives I have lived. And most of those I've been killed on a battlefield or killed in some crazy reason. Now, I used to have dreams of astral projection. I've had dreams where I've watched myself get shot in the head by the police and watched myself fall back and die. Mm-hmm. I've had dreams where I was in the Western days. I've had dreams where I was in World War One. I've had dreams that's gone back to times of like the Aztecs or Mayans and shit. It's really crazy, man. But the more I go inside myself, the more memories become clear. Do you have you do you believe in reincarnation?
I believe anything's possible because I've seen enough strange occurrences in my life. And if I just could have 1 minute to share one quick story. When I went through my divorce with my wife, I was in a hotel in Daytona with my son and my 2 daughters. And they didn't, my wife decided she didn't want to raise the kids. That was basically our kind of thing. She wanted to go her own way and have her own life. She wanted to start over. And that was her choice. At that time, though, I had been going to the islands with my children, to the Cayman Islands and different places for my job. And my boss was very accommodating. He was allowing my children to fly with me down to the islands, and we'd spend like a week or 2 in the Cayman Islands or the Bahamas or wherever we were working. Mostly it was in the Caribbean. And when we got to Daytona, I was real sad for a reason. I think possibly because I was going through all these emotions with my ex-wife and stuff. And I was on the bed and I was just sitting, and my son was playing and writing, and my daughters were playing with toys. And my son jumped up on the bed and he put his arms around me and he said the strangest thing. He said, "Dad, don't worry. Everything's going to be all right." And he said, because
You about Kyle?
this is my son, Kyle. He said, "Dad, I saw you before I was born."
Wow.
And he says, I looked down and I said, "That's the dad I want." So it's going to work out. So there you go. That was just gave me shivers and gave me like a little bit of faith, And whether or not there's a place people go in, like even if reincarnation is there and it's very true, it could be that maybe people go back to a certain place and then they regroup and then they are sent to another place again. I don't know.
Well, I tell you, I know.
But I'm just saying,
Okay, I'm going to tell you something about that. The kids do say that. The kids and even the adults, the people who are going to die, they'll say, "I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you where I'm going to come back as." And then the kids will say, "I saw you. I picked you out. I saw you when you were down there. I know who you are. I picked you as my parent."
Picked you as his parent. That was the part that got to my heart, of course, emotionally, because it made me feel like, wow, that's above and beyond where we are now, right? In the flesh, right here.
Well,
right?
I've known Kyle since he was a little boy, and Pete used to be on the road doing shows with his children and stuff, and I'd meet with him. And Kyle is he carries that light, man. He's very intuitive young man, very creative. He's an artist, very intelligent. So I also believe that when you reincarnate, a lot of those traits that you've had and the things you've learned in different lives come back to you. Because I'm a multi-talented person. So is Pete. We're all creative people. And I believe that, and you look at these child prodigies. You've got these children that are 2-3 years old that can play Mozart, can play Beethoven. It's like, whoa, they've never been taught anything. I believe those are truly old souls, man, that are
programmed. Yeah.
And have you ever had any past life experiences or memories or anything, Paul? I know you have. I know you have.
I don't really can't remember a whole lot. I just have a general feeling that when I check out some of my namesakes, that I might have been connected to that. Whether that's real or not, I don't know. I never really explored it now through the teachings that I've been learning through various sources. I found that there's something called the Akashic records, and if I really approached it and I meditated on it, those answers would come to me. So I started thinking.
So weird you said that, brother.
Because know who I was, I could know.
You can harness that through your consciousness and through meditation and through healing and through going in and seeking those vibrations of depths of love that are inside yourself. And I tell you, and it makes me understand more when Jesus told us to love yourself, because the more you love yourself, And the more you go inside that vibration and frequency of complete love and understanding and that peace, it's like everything is downloaded to you, and the memories banks start to open up.
Right.
My oldest, and I shared this with my twin flame, Justine. The twin flame, she's part of my soul. Okay, we are from the same soul. I didn't know this for a long time, and then a lot of things kind of fell into place when I figured it out. She's a reflection of me. I'm a reflection of her. We are one together. When the Big Bang shot us out, and this light of a soul, we split, and then we came back. Now, at the time of the Great Awakening, the twin flames are coming back together. And I did not realize any of this until recently. And then I started getting these memories of watching her and I together on a cliff, watching the destruction of our world, Atlantis, and seeing the flames and fire devour our flesh. And we both rose as balls of energy together. And we embraced and meshed, and we would meet again. Now, to me, that is completely, totally just, whoa, what just happened? But it felt so real. It's just so real, and it makes so much sense to understanding that we are here in this point right now to usher in the golden age through the consciousness of Christ. Now, I believe when we tap into the Christ consciousness, there all the mysteries and all the truths and everything will be revealed to us, because we need to understand that we are powerful and we've got a big war ahead of us, and God is going to exalt us and give us all of our memories back so we can defeat Satan and Luciferian, the AI, everything, because we need these powers. That's why everything has been so dormant. And everything is starting to awaken now in us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that's one reason the reincarnation process is coming to truth. In mainstream, people are really starting to wake up. And I believe the whole wake-up call is not just waking up to the bullshit that's going on in this world, but waking up to who we are and who we truly are at an eternal level.
Right, the power that we possess that's been diminished so that they can control us. I mean, we know they're losing their grip little by little. You see the reports out there of everybody starting to question everything, and that's the start. You have to question things first to understand them. Going back to the Akashic records, I understand that I have the ability to go back and probably preview anything I wanted to if I really set my mind to it, if it were a real desire. But when I was thinking about it, now that I have this key, why would I really want to? Because I understand on a higher level that it's not about what I was, it's what I am now.
Well, I believe you were truly Apostle Paul. I truly believe that.
I can't say whether I was or not. I mean, I don't have enough memories of it. I have a few. The only thing I can really remember when I think about that life is the last moments, which were pretty tragic. But other than that, I really don't have any real memories. Nothing solid, just a feeling that that's what it was. And I think, well, what a great person that person was. How am I ever going to measure up to that life? I don't have to. That's it. This is a different lesson, different expression. I'm not supposed to go after grandeur. I'm not supposed to be some famous, world-renowned anything. I'm just supposed to live my life, learn my lessons, and be here when the key times come to try to help others to understand through layman's terms this time. I'm just a regular guy. I'm nothing special. I was born in Pennsylvania and not that well educated, and yet I'm here. I'm here at the level where I'm talking with people who are and have been trained to be where I'm at. And I just occurred naturally through the knowledge that I received by finding the source, by having Jesus in my heart. That information has just come to me out of nowhere. And a lot of times I try to describe it, and I don't even really do a good job at it. But
Like
eventually,
he's been telling me lately, dude, I'm getting downloads. You know, there's things coming in. How do you feel about that, Arie? Have you been experiencing type of downloads or any type of reoccurring memories from your past lives?
I'm not sure if they were from a past life per se. I would have to have like really, really exceptional evidence for me to think that the memories that I have is from the past life, dealing with like how complicated our brains and like our creativity is inside of our minds. So I don't think that I would. I think that if I was someone else, they would probably say so. I don't really think in those terms, but I do think in the terms of what you just got finished saying about the Apostle Paul. I don't think that Apostle Paul, like any of those people, came here to be celebrated or remembered in history. A lot of those things just accidentally happen. These people are simple people that came with a message, and they just happen sometimes to be placed in history or become a celebrity. Or that's why you're never going to see too many stories about people being these great known people being reincarnated, because majority of them are just going to be, of course, the average person. Everybody absolutely is. And even people who are placed in the spotlight, they'll have the same story that Paul had. Well, I don't have that much education. Look at the Kardashians. And they might not have even finished school. But that doesn't matter. That in that lifetime, they got to be a celebrity. But that wasn't something that's going to happen in every lifetime at all, not even close. So no one should, and no one even really comes with that ideal. It's usually created when you're actually here. Whatever you're going to become is created in an accident while you're actually here. Because a lot of people, they wouldn't have been celebrities at all. They accidentally got in that position to begin with, but they still came with a message.
He knows a little bit about celebrities.
No. I worked with a lot of them, but that doesn't mean that I'm anybody neither. When I first came to Florida, one of the things that I got lucky about with my wife was I was driving down the street in Fort Lauderdale, and I went by this place, and I went in because they were doing construction, and they just happened to be opening up a club there, and they just happened to be looking for entertainment, and I just happened to get lucky. But the whole thing was the paper that my wife, because she was an artist, she drew a paper that was really nice for me that said, serving you comedy. And my whole idea was I'm no different than a bartender or a waitress or somebody in one of those jobs in South Florida back then who would be serving you something. And I'm serving you comedy. I'm serving you entertainment. I didn't look at myself as a celebrity, like people think celebrities. I've always been thankful and grateful that I got to work with some people that have had notoriety, like Loretta Lynn, for example, or something like that. And I'm not name dropping. I'm just saying it for the reason, like I look at her as somebody who was actually a pure spirit, a pure-hearted person. She just passed away at 90-some years of age, and she really was truly who she was. And she was, for women, she was a liberator, because if you listen to her early music, she was the first woman in country music to actually say those things back to men that just weren't really allowed back then, but she did, and it became, popular.
I believe that everybody has a calling, and God chooses certain people, because, and you don't even realize you're being chosen, until you're there, and then you realize, when you get to those levels, it's a responsibility to be a righteous person, to set the example of Christ. And unfortunately, a lot of celebrities don't do that.
But I've been blessed. I've been blessed because most of the people I've met have been very nice.
Well, Loretta Lynn, she was really wonderful to you.
Right. Well, also Tina Turner. I didn't work with Tina Turner. I was working at another club in Fort Lauderdale back then, and she was working at Mr. Pips down the street from our club. Our club was called Bojangles. and I say our, I don't mean our like I owned it. I had no, I didn't have, I'm not rich. I just was working there. But I got to meet her at a restaurant later that night, and she invited us because she knew we were entertainers from the other club. She invited us to all sit and have breakfast with her.
You had,
and she was like super nice, and that made me realize that people are people are people are people. And a lot of celebrities don't look at it like they're a celebrity. Some do, and I'm not going to say they don't. I'm not going to say.
Well, Johnny Van Zandt, you know, he's freaking a legend in music and rock and roll, and he's just like a regular, simple guy, just like us. And you had mentioned to me about Sharon Osbourne and David Hasselhoff, how humble they were towards you as well on America's Got Talent.
Yeah, right. But again, I want to say this: it's same with preachers or politicians. Preachers sometimes are very humble and nice and kind and wonderful and great. And then there's other preachers who allow the popularity of being a preacher to go to their head, just like celebrities sometimes allow the popularity of being a celebrity to go to their head, or a sports person can allow the popularity of their sports stuff to go to their head.
Yeah.
And then they become someone who's hard to deal with or hard to work with or whatever they say those things are. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm not judging them. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk
Close it up.
I wanted to talk about
no, it's great, man. That's great because it all boils down to, you know, you never know where life is going to take you.
Right.
Okay. And the thing is that this isn't just the only life. There's much more to what's the whole universe and everything's all about. And I truly know in my heart that I have lived many lives. I am an ancient soul, and I am here right now to unite the hearts of the world through the consciousness and love of Jesus Christ. And that's what we're here to do with the apostles of New Earth. And I'd like to say thank you so much to you, Arie, and to Paul, and to Peter for being here. And
it was great to be with these two because they seem like they're really in tune and harmony. And I love that because that's what that's a spark that you don't get from everybody, but it's nice to see couples who support each other that way and that type of spirituality stuff. And I think that's awesome. That's really, I think, keeps people together I think that binds you and keeps you together. And I think that's where you'll be successful in the long run. That's
amen.
What I think.
Arie, Paul, you guys close it out, man, with a beautiful message to humanity.
I'd like to say that it's all about you and discovering your own path. And then once you get there, sharing that with others, because keeping information for yourself is not going to help others. And that, in fact, our whole purpose of life here is to help others, not ourselves. And so I want humanity to know that self-service is the wrong path. And service to others, whether you like them or not, doesn't matter. That is the correct path. And so if you consider others all the time, then you will make the right choices on a daily basis about, is this going to affect somebody else negatively? And should I do this? And when you start making the right choices, things start to perpetuate and things start to get better. You start to bring more positivity into your life because that's what you're asking for and creating. And it all starts with forgiving yourself, and self-service is out the window.
That's right.
That's wonderful, Paul. I like what you're saying. I think it's great. And I love what she was saying about all the, the children from that one country. That was just amazing. I hadn't heard that information before, but it was really, really.
It's all
really,
about the love, baby.
It was really, really, really interesting.
Beautiful.
And it makes you think that there's more. Absolutely, there's more of this world than we see. We know that.
What do you? Last words.
That's the beginning of what I started to believe, because I didn't have really any faith in anything. And then when I started seeing this evidence of this reincarnation, it means that there is something else. You can't deny it. There's a hierarchy somewhere. Someone's deciding who's coming back, who's not. So there is another level, or we wouldn't be able to get here again. So that opened up everything. It's not just lights out, we're done. I
believe the reincarnation is a rebirth. There is no death. We are reborn. We are reborn in Christ, and through the Christ consciousness and love. And what a beautiful, wonderful journey it is. And that's part of the romance of life, I believe. How do you feel about that, Arie?
Well, I feel like it should change a lot of people's minds when they start thinking about themselves in different time frames when they had lived before. Just like who you are isn't just who you are existing right now.
Amen.
Who you'll be in the future too. You know, your things that you do and consider now are going to affect your future. So.
Yep, because you could come back here. You want to take care of the planet if you're going to end up reincarnating back here.
Well, I feel like I've met 2 celebrities today, and I've known Mike for a long time, but I've met 2 new celebrities. I'm that
Yeah, I'm just a common guy. That's my whole stick.
I know that, Paul. I'm just teasing you, Paul. I'm trying to be funny, but it's not coming out that way. I'm sorry. If I had my puppet here, maybe I'd be better.
Celebrity, yeah.
I love you guys. We will get back on our next episode, and thank you so much.
God bless you both
for joining us. To all the viewers out there, thank you for your support. God bless everybody, and you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, man. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Peace out.
Hey, this is Mike Aloia with American Hearts Radio. When you're in Jacksonville, Florida, and if you have any small engine repair needs, check out the Pressure Washer Store in Jacksonville, Florida at 5151-2 Sunbeam Road in Mandarin. Give them a call at 904-262-5700 for all your small engine repair services. Check them out. You need any parts or accessories for your pressure washers, they've got great products there and great service. Tell them American Hearts Radio sent you. Rock and roll. Hey, this is Mike Aloia with American Hearts Radio Entertainment Network. If you'd like to be part of the Apostles of New Earth Project and be part of the discussions of us being as one in the consciousness of Christ through his love and the vibrations and frequency of compassion, give me a call at 904-229-8150 or hit me on Facebook, Mike Aloia, A-L-O-I-A, or you can email me at ahradiolllc@hotmail.com. That's right, baby. We are one in the consciousness of Christ, and we are the second coming of the Spirit of Christ here because we are the Apostles of New Earth. Give me a call. Be part of the project. Leave me a message. I will get back with you. 904-229-8150. God bless.